Today, we are going over some of the rarest cards you have never seen. Cards you wouldn't even have thought existed. Cards only obtainable by participating in exclusive tournaments, and some of them demanded participation in really unique events that required exercising, but most of these so bizarre you'd literally think they were fake. From obscure promos handed out at department stores to official signature stamp cards, these are 10 of the rarest cards in the hobby. Our first card today was released in Japan as an unnumbered jumbo promo card. As part of the 2013's Beams crossover campaign with Pokemon, it was released on April 20th, 2013. Beams is a department store located all over Japan, which sells interior goods, furniture, clothing, shoes, and other accessories. Customers who purchased products from participating Beam stores received either this card or a Jumbo Pikachu card. Yeah, this card literally looks fake. This print features a Beam stamp in the bottom right of the illustration window and the Beam's logo at the bottom left of the card. Why they decided to go with an oversaturated all-purple fusion of Mewtwo from the black and white era is beyond me. Seeing this card for the first time, I honestly thought it was fake, and it's what inspired me to make this entire video. Like most of the cards you're going to see in this video, the unique acquisition of the card leaves it with a pretty high price tag. With a PSA 10 population of only 7, this card is sold for over $1,000 and currently has 2 listings on eBay for over $3,500. The next cards we'll be looking at were awarded to winners of what's called the Super Rare Card Get campaign. That's right, it's a tongue twister. Super Rare Card Set Get campaign, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Get the set, get the super rare card. Those who bought a combination of Black and White 5, aka Dragons Exalted, at participating stores were entered into a lottery to win copies of the Giratina and Rayquaza EX. While you may think you have seen these cards before, it's important not to get these cards confused with their set counterparts, which look strikingly similar. The sets were released on March 16th, 2012, and the campaign lasted as long as supply lasted, which coincidentally was not very long as there was only 1,000 of each card printed. Given its rarity, you can imagine this card fetches a pretty high price. With a PSA 10 population of around 50 for both of them, each of these cards currently have listings on eBay for over $10,000, and their last known sold copy was over 4 years ago, both selling in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. There are some listed on eBay now for around $1,000 to $2,000, but they are completely beat up. If shopping at department stores and winning weird promo campaigns isn't up your alley, then perhaps maybe exercising is. Pokédude, one of the most unique cards on the list. This card was given to Pokemon Daisuki Club members who registered in advance to participate in the Pokédude Trainer Exercise event on the Pokemon Daisuki Club stage, which was present at Pokemon Festa 2004 venues. The Pokemon Daisuki Club is the Japanese version of the Pokemon Trainer Club here in America, where players and collectors can sign up for upcoming events and tournaments. Meanwhile, Pokemon Festa was an annual convention held at multiple locations all over Japan. It was sanctioned by Nintendo themselves, and it featured events, games, shopping, and most notably preview for upcoming games and sets. Members of the Daisuki Club had exactly 1 month from June to July to sign up for the event. 1 month. With only 8 spots available per event and 2 sessions per event, there were a total of 11 events, leaving a total of around 272 cards that were estimated to be printed of the Pokédude card. 272. That makes this card extremely scarce. So scarce, in fact, there is barely any sales data for this card. But with a PSA population of only 8, it's no wonder there's only 1 copy listed on eBay at a PSA 10 for nearly $25,000. It's also worth noting that another card named Larousse's Munchlax was also given out along with this card, and if you're wondering why it's named Larousse's Munchlax, it's because Larousse is the name of this town where this cute Munchlax is seen in the movie Destiny Deoxys.
Munch.
Speaking of Destiny Deoxys, our next card comes from the movie commemoration VS Series pack Sky Splitting Deoxys, which commemorates the Destiny Deoxys movie. This isn't so much a pack, but a half deck, and this product was first released on July 17th, 2004. It was exclusive to Pokemon centers in Japan only, and then later distributed elsewhere. The deck itself features many Pokemon and characters that appeared in Destiny Deoxys, including Deoxys and Rayquaza, Pokemon native to Larousse City, and Pokemon belonging to various characters in the movie, including Ash himself. While you've probably never seen most of these cards before from the half deck, the one I'd like to highlight in particular is the featured Sky Splitting Lenticular Deoxys, a one-of-a-kind card that uses a special printing process to feature 3 separate artworks on a single card. What I love about this card is that its only attack is called Morph Change, and it reads, once during your turn before your attack, you may search your deck for another Sky Splitting Deoxys and switch it with Sky Splitting Deoxys. The 3 cards featured on this one lenticular card are all original cards themselves. They came in the half deck, and they all share the same move, usable in a game where you can switch them out just as Deoxys switches forms. The lenticular card honestly amazes me every time I see it, and I truly love when Pokemon steps out of their comfort zone like this. As a Deoxys lover myself, I do hope to one day own this card, and while it isn't the most expensive card, in fact, it is the cheapest one on this list, you'll be hard-pressed to find an undamaged copy unless you buy a sealed half deck, which is pretty costly. But even then, with over 700 graded, only 22 have received a Gem Mint 10. That's a 3% chance of a PSA 10. With a last sold price of $2,000, over 3 years ago, it's really hard to put an exact price on this. Like every other card on this list, the next one is a Japanese exclusive, but probably one you didn't even realize didn't make it to America. Mewtwo GX originally came out in the Hidden Fates expansion in America, but in Japan was released as a Japanese Sun and Moon family Pokemon card game, which essentially is their Battle Academy product. However, what we're looking at today is the extremely rare full art and rainbow rare versions that were later released in Japan as promos. With the release of Remix Bout, participating Pokemon centers, card stations, and stores hosting Pokemon gym meetings, an event was held called the Mewtwo Hyper Rare Competition. This was a limited format tournament where players received 15 Remix Bout packs and 15 copies of each basic energy. Upon paying the entrant fee, participants were required to construct a 40 card deck to play in matches with 4 prize cards. Each tournament consisted of multiple 4-player round-robin qualifying rounds, with the top player from each group going on to compete in the knockout stage. Those reaching the knockout stage were given a copy of the full art version of this card, while the overall winners of each tournament were given the Rainbow Rare version. An invitation-only Mewtwo Hyper Rare competition, which served as the Remix Bout pre-release tournament, was held at Nico Nico Hanasha, Ikeburo, Tokyo on July 4th, 2019, and this decided the first winner of the card. In total, only 300 copies of the Rainbow Rare version were awarded. This is essentially a tournament prize card, and we know how expensive those can get. There's currently one listing on eBay for $37,000, and the last one sold for $8,000, but that was 3 years ago. So this card could very well be worth that much. While it's unknown exactly how many of the non-Rainbow Rare versions there are currently 508 graded at a PSA 10. Currently, there are listings on eBay for $1,800 in a 10. Next is one of my favorite cards on this list, and it's not a full art, it's not anything crazy, but it is super cool. The Pikachu and Mew promos from the 20th Anniversary Festa was one of 2 cards awarded to players who accumulated 12 play points by participating in various events held as part of the 20th anniversary in 2016. In total, there were 7 different types of battles that players could participate in, each awarding 2 points just for participating, with additional points being awarded if you were able to win. There were 2 separate dates for these events, one held on October 10th, 2016, and the other on October 23rd, 2016. In total, the population for the Mew is 278 in a 10, and for the Pikachu, it is 314. And obviously, what I love about these cards is the fact that they have Mitsuhiro Arita's signature on them. I don't think there's been another case where a card has been stamped or signed officially by Pokemon. For those of you who don't know, Mitsuhiro Arita was the artist for the iconic original base set Charizard, as well as countless other cards in the Pokemon TCG, even till this day. With auctions as recent as January of this year, both cards have sold for nearly $3,500 in a 10. On to our last card of the video. This is by far, the weirdest card on this list. The 2016 Mega Sachiko EX. Take a look at it. In Japan, this card was released as an XY promo and was given to attendees of the 20th anniversary countdown. This event was held at Roppongi Minato, Tokyo on October 19th, 2016 in celebration for the 20th anniversary of the Pokemon trading card game. The event was limited to only 100 Japanese residents selected by a lottery system to those who entered the application period, which only ran from September 21st to October 3rd. That's basically a week and a half. Now, who is Sachiko and why is she featured on this card? Well, you might know her mainly for her role as a Voyager in the first Pokemon movie.
Voyager です。海を知りたきゃ、鳩場のカモメに聞いてみな。
But she's also a very well-known Japanese singer and a member of the band Suzuki-san, whose other members include the talented and quirky Imakuni, as well as Raymond Johnson, a children's entertainer, as well as the voice actor for the trainer at the beginning of Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Formation? Imakuni? Kobayashi? Raymond? Me? Such a strange combination! Who are we? A super unit sensation! Suzuki-san! It's showtime!
Along with Mega Sachiko EX, a card featuring Suzuki-san the band with the same name was also handed out. Both of these cards, given their rarity, rarely ever see public sales, but do have at least one record of sale. And although this wasn't recent, their last sold was $20,000 for Sachiko and $10,000 for the Suzuki-san. With a population of 23 and only 100 copies out there, this is by far one of the rarest cards ever. If there was even a single card on this list that you've never seen before, be sure to drop a like and drop a comment and let me know which one it was, and let me know, should I do this again with more cards or even product that you've probably never even heard of? I'll catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.